Welcome to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is about bringing you content to do with childhood sexual abuse. On this channel I share things to do with my experiences of going through this childhood trauma. I also share other survivors' stories and their supporters in hopes of raising awareness about this childhood trauma, and also I share new stories and add my thoughts and commentary to them about childhood sexual abuse. So if this is the type of content you're looking for, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you like the content, please hit the thumbs up button, because that helps the algorithm to know that, this channel is out there, and it will help other people looking for this content to find this channel. So in today's video, I just wanted to bring to you a quick story about a Doctor Strange actress. This story is from the Daily Mail online. I will leave a link to it in the description box below. So it says here, Doctor Strange actress Zara Phythian has been placed in isolation at the notorious Foston Hall prison for her own safety after being sentenced for 8 years for sexually abusing a 13-year-old girl. Phythian, 36, has been sobbing down the phone to her father Andy and is now on an hourly watch after concerns were raised for her health, with her family believing she is set to appeal her sentence. Phythian, who starred with Benedict Cumberbatch in the Marvel movie Doctor Strange, was found guilty at Nottingham Crown Court of plying her teenage victim with rum before making her perform a sex act on her partner. Phythian's husband, Victor Mark, was sentenced to 14 years imprisonment for jointly abusing the victim, as well as the indecent assault of a second girl. A family source said she's in a really bad way and has been kept in isolation for her own safety before being moved to a single cell. Guards are doing hourly checks on her because she had been close to a nervous breakdown. Her father Andy is desperate to see her but has to wait to get a visitor's pass. She has been crying down the phone to him, and not in a good way. The victim of Phythian and Mark, who cannot be named, described the couple as Jekyll and Hyde characters and said Mark threatened her while ordering her to film the abuse. The couple from Mansfield Notts were found guilty of 14 counts of sexual activity, while Mark was convicted of 4 further charges of indecent assault against another teen. After her sentence was passed, members of Phythian's family shouted, "We love you, Zara," to which she responded, "I'm innocent. I love you all." Sentencing Judge Mark Watson said, "It has been said of both of you that you present as impressive individuals, each with a long list of accomplishments. You, Victor Mark, were somebody your students looked up to. You, Zara Mark, were also someone that was looked up to by those you taught. Most people have held you in high esteem. That is why you were able to groom your victims, in this case, and get away with it for so long. You groomed her and there were significant disparities in your ages. Both of you exposed her to sex acts. You showed her how you liked it, and she described it as very advanced. She described it as a very advanced, dirty, naughty side. She said, God, I've done everything and I'm not even 16 yet." At the time she was already vulnerable, in the sense she was young and had not gone through puberty. Much of the sexual behaviour was recorded. "Victor Mark, I describe you as the driving force behind the abuse. The sex act that did take place would end with you fulfilling your needs. You were also the older part and occupied a higher status in the world of martial arts. Both you and Zara were immersed in that regime. Everyone was all too aware of the pecking order. You were at the top. Each of you shares responsibility. Your offending involved multiple types of sex acts, and most importantly, you offended together. I have to deal with you both for a course of offending that lasted 3 years. I do take into account your good character, but this may be of limiting value. There will be no chance for either of you to see each other, and I'm sure that will cause some distress." Addressing Zara Phythian, the judge said, "The sentence in your case will be shorter. There was one victim, and you were younger at the time, and I do not view you as the driving force behind this. You were besotted with Victor Mark. I'm in no doubt your deviance was shaped by him. You had been the focus of his attentions. Your relationship started at a time when you were young. None of this excuses what you did. You may have done them to fulfill Victor Mark's urges, but you still chose to play a part." So as you just heard there, the summing up from the judge in this case in regards to Zara Phythian, the Doctor Strange actress. I totally agree with what the judge has said here. No matter if she was young, impressed by him, whether he was a driving force, she still had a choice, and she chose to take part in sexually abusing a 13-year-old girl. Her tears seemed to be only for herself and not for her victim. I highly doubt if the judge would have sentenced her to 8 years if there was not any evidence. And you know, like most paedophiles, they will always scream that they're innocent, but the evidence speaks otherwise. And in crying and not taking responsibility for what she's done and not being remorseful for the fact that she exposed a 13-year-old girl to this just speaks to me of her selfishness. They're both adults. They both chose to do this, you know, regardless of whether her husband, you know, was the driving force. They both chose to do this despicable thing to this 13-year-old girl. And the very fact of the matter is, you know, if they weren't found out, you know, they would have continued on with their life. You know, the sentence that she got, she deserved. And I hope her time in prison is a time for her to reflect upon her choices that she's made and, you know, hopefully go forward in life when she comes out, whenever that will be, to do something better with herself. She's forever going to be marred, like her husband, to be a paedophile, to be a predator. I hope that the victim in this case is able to, you know, get the therapy and help she needs to be able to get on with her life and to move on past this. It's going to be very, very difficult, especially when you have two adults that have manipulated her. I think what I would have loved to have known about this story a little bit more is how they came to have met this 13-year-old girl. Was it through a club or something that he ran? I need to look into that a little bit more. But I hope the victim in this case, you know, gets all the support and help she needs. So that's it for this video. Take care.